Welcome, what is up? Thank you for tuning back into the Chaos. Of course, I'm Chris Chaos, and here with the Raw 411. Monday Night Raw tonight in La La Land, or Los Angeles, California, as Stone Cold might say. Shout out. Raw to me, it was an A show, not an A+ show. Well, maybe an A- show. And I'll get to why. I'm not going to really talk about the shenanigans the first part of the show, because I could just go on and on about that, so I'm not. Roman and Jason Jordan had a really good match. I didn't like how Roman, there was just, everybody beats up everybody after the match. I don't really know what's going on with JJ. That's the one thing, you think it's going to be Roman and Samoa Joe, and now they stick Jason Jordan in, you don't know what's going on. Half of it is fun not knowing, but the other half is it just doesn't really fit. It just doesn't really mesh right. So we'll just see how it goes, how it plays out. And then Joe attacks JJ backstage in Kurt Angle's office, and then we never got another, that happened, and then, you never saw JJ again. Paige and Banks, look, I love that Paige is back. And I want to read something that I wrote. I wrote this right after the match, so just bear with me. Quote, I'm quoting myself here. I'm glad to see Paige back in the ring. I also like that there wasn't a lot of shenanigans going on outside during the match, since there was Bayley and Mickey, and then Sonya and Mandy. Let's keep it focused, and they did a good job there until right there at the end, distraction, Paige wins, that it works. All of Paige's offense still looks really crisp to me. There was one little misstep in the match, and it was in the corner. I think it was more on Sasha than it was Paige, but if I throw a flag, I have to throw it on both, so they offset and we move on. But her selling still looks really good. Personally, as a former worker, I am nervous for Paige because of coming back from a neck injury. I feel this way with anybody that comes back from a really bad injury, ACL, any bit of back concussions, especially a neck, that I saw her grab her neck a couple of times, and I think she grabbed her neck 3 or 4 times, maybe 3, during the whole match. It just worries me, because I love Paige, and I want to see Paige have a long career. I don't think that Paige is going to have the long career that I want her to have, because of, she already had to take a year off because of her neck. And she's still young. I think she's only 26 or something like that, and so I want to see Paige wrestle at 36 or at 40 whenever, if she wants to. I want to see her be able to do it. I don't want to see her career end short because of this. So it just worries me. All of her bumps looked really good. It didn't look it didn't look like it hurt her, or, but then the jarring could have hurt the neck. It's just a touchy thing. It's going to worry me. And if you watch my videos from here forward, you're probably going to see it. You're probably going to get tired of it. I'm going to apologize now for it. It just worries me a little bit. I just want her to be safe. I want her to have a long career. And let's move on from that. JJ finally gets called a bastard son. And it was Elias that did it. I was hoping it would be like Samoa Joe. Somehow I was hoping that would get worked in, and then, I had been thinking about that for a couple of weeks, and I just didn't say it. But Elias is the one that did it. And then it makes sense that Kurt sends Braun Strowman out to kill him, and he didn't, and there was no match. I've got to give it up to Elias, though. I'm not a musician, but I will say that dude can play the guitar. I mean, it's not like the best in the world, but I mean, he can strum it a little bit. I'm going to give him credit. He can't sing worth a shit, but he can strum the guitar a little bit. The Fatal 4-Way and the Cruiserweights, look, I wish they would have done the other Fatal 4-Way tonight as well, because LA is the right city to do that kind of match in. Both matches, and from what I can recall last week, the match was received pretty good by the crowd, and I enjoyed it, but it would have really done good tonight, having both of those matches. I think it would have been a little harder to do it just because of time restraints, and they gave these guys a lot of time to be able to tell a good story. And the crowd ate it up, and I knew that they would, being that it was in LA. And you just have to know your audience and, whatever. Drew Gulak wins. He goes on next week to face Rich Swann, which should be a good match. I still have to put Cedric over because I think that Cedric is going to be the guy. The problem I have with it, and I haven't spoken publicly about this, I don't think, publicly about this, but I'm going to say it now. Cedric doesn't have the personality to be the guy. Neville had a personality. Austin Aries had a great personality. Enzo has a fantastic personality. You have to have the personality to get over. I have to throw the flag on WWE, but I also kind of have to throw the flag on Cedric as well, because he has to show it. When you have to make your moments, when you're out in the ring, when you've got a live mic, it's easier to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, than, hey, can I do this? I mean, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. And that works in just about all areas of life. Not with the law, but in other areas. Work, life, love. It just happens. So I want to see that. Asuka and then Alicia Fox. It was an okay match. It wasn't nothing to write home about. I'm glad it wasn't Dana Brooke again, because we didn't need to see that demolition of Dana Brooke again. And then this thing with Absolution with Asuka, I don't know. I hope that this is going to eventually build toward a match between Paige and Asuka. I don't want to see Paige recruiting Asuka. Well, recruiting would be okay. I just don't want her to join. She doesn't need to be in Absolution. She needs to be by herself. She needs to be completely lone wolfed throughout her career, probably for a long time. She doesn't need it. She needs to be the single badass that takes all three of them out on her way to the title. Or to get the title. Maybe Paige wins the title and Asuka's fighting for it. Maybe that's a WrestleMania build. Maybe I'm just booking on the fly, and maybe that works for me. Maybe we need to look into this. Anyway, Finn Balor beats Bo Dallas. Oh, by the way, Foxy got demolished by Paige or not Paige, Mandy and Sonya. And Paige just kind of sat back after she told everybody she loved her. Finn beats Bo. Nothing special. The Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy back and forth was just... Yes! It was good. It was good. I've not been a huge fan of the Broken Hardys. I'm just going to be honest. But I think WWE somehow was going to fuck this up, because they always take ideas that are not WWE in-house ideas. They always kind of fuck it up. They just always do. In one little way or another, they always, whatever. Let's just move on. There's no need to go down that road just yet. The tag titles, Sheamus and Cesaro retain. DQ finishes are funny. Angle comes out and restarts the match. Then Joe gets involved. Roman Reigns gets involved. Sheamus, Brogue Kick, 1, 2, 3. I mean, these four guys are great. They have great matches, great chemistry. But the tag divisions on both shows are starting to hurt a little bit, because they're focused around just 4 people. Or 5 in the case with New Day. So we need to break away from that. We need to bring others in. Let's see how that gets done. Alright, So I will holler at you guys tomorrow night. I'll have the 401 for SmackDown Live. So until then, hey, I'm Chaos. I'll see you later. Deuces. I'm out.